Hey, you, stop right there. Don't scroll. Don't scroll. If you like anime, stop where you are. Okay, cool. For those who stopped, thank you. For those who left, you're lost. Have you ever wondered, what if some things in shows never happen? What if Naruto became the villain of Naruto? You know, what if Luffy never set sail in One Piece? What if Ichigo never pursued anything in Bleach? These are all things we like to play about with and think about and all these different things. And in this series, I want to go over the most strangest scenarios you could possibly think of, or heck, even the most realistic ones, and figure out, would the show still work if X, Y, Z still happened? Want to find out with me? Let's go. Right, so this one still hurts, and I refuse to get over it, but I have to go over it at some point. Tokyo Ghoul is one of my favourite all-time shows, both for the anime and manga, but I can't help wonder sometimes, what if things were different? And what if they didn't produce an entire season full of anime-only material just to come back for a third season, just like the first, and make it manga-based? Some of you may know, some may not, that the season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul is loosely based on the manga. Season 2, which is called Tokyo Ghoul Route A, is completely anime-only, and it's been confirmed by the director that they basically wanted to take their own route from there. And then when Tokyo Ghoul RE came out, people were like, what's going on? Who are these characters? What's happened here? Where's Kankaneki? All this kind of stuff. And that's because RE picks up from where the original show left off, or sorry, the original season left off, minus a few changes here and there. And the thing is, unlike a lot of people, I enjoyed every season of Tokyo Ghoul. Now, I can acknowledge it's a mess, and I can acknowledge it's a bit of a disaster because, you know, you generally want to stick to the source material. You could have had a solid 8 out of 10 2 seasons, but instead you had a solid 8 out of 10 first season. So in my eyes, like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 second season, and then a 7 out of 10 third and technically fourth season, but it's like part 1, part 2. Where season 1 leaves off is Jason was torturing Ken, and then when he switches to the white hair color, that's when the character Heisei Saisaki kicks in. Whereas if you watch it from the anime only point, you've got 1 season of Ken, 2nd season of Ken, 3rd season Heisei, and then Ken at the end. But if you remove the 2nd season and you just stick to the material, you end off as Heisei, he's lost his memory, the CCG capture him, and then season 2 begins. And it actually makes sense. Now, although I did say I'd give season 2 a solid 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, that's in the basis of like, if you follow each season as like they're meant to be canon. But if you isolate season 2, much like I did with the last What If video, if you isolate a certain amount of episodes and sort of, but if you isolate season 2, it's a really good season, but it's not the true Tokyo Ghoul. And that's really sad because I enjoy watching all 3 seasons. I can watch them easily, but it just makes me think, what if you just stuck to the source material? Would people overall hype the show up to be the one of the best of all time? Would they still diminish it and say it's not as good, it's not as brutal as the manga? Or would no opinion change? There are numerous changes in Tokyo Ghoul RE that pop up and people are like, wait, what happened there? What happened there? What happened there? Like, if you look at, for example, one of the biggest things that had happened in Route A, Najika died. Whereas if you go back then to season 3, Najika's suddenly alive again, but instead he's got a deformity across the mouth and neck, and he's got like a speech impediment thing in, or a speech device in. But if you obviously just read the manga, it gets explained to you, it makes sense. But if you watch the 3 seasons, because, you know, everyone always goes season 1, season 2, season 3, part 2. It always makes sense to follow it like that. But if you just remove season 2 and go 1, if you treat the first season like the first, you treat the 3rd season like the 2nd, it makes sense. And in my eyes, the show is fine as that. There are a lot worse shows that have been damaged by anime adaptations. There are a lot worse. Promised Neverland was destroyed. Berserk was destroyed, but animation-wise, Tokyo Ghoul just had a 2nd season that was off-canon. Other than that, it was a decent show and decent series altogether. To the public eye, me, it was one of my favourite I've ever watched. But who knows what could have happened. Let me know what you guys think in the description.